lost with me. No microchips planted in me. I'm not a hippie, but I do hippie things.
Colorado goes back in my family for generations. I've been coming here all my life, and for 3 years I lived in a suburb of Denver, halfway to Boulder, where I finished up college at the University of Colorado. My dad has spent most of his life here. He now owns and operates several recreational campgrounds in northern Colorado. We'll start our journey at the flagship, Riverview, just a few miles outside of a town called Loveland.
This is basically home base for me. You can see right here. Up that way is the mountains, and that way is the city of Loveland. About 45 minutes behind me is Denver. I'm gonna go up here to the bridge, the entrance, and check out this bike ride that might be passing by, I guess. Big bike race. There he is. This is my dad right here. The guy who runs the show around here. So what's going on? What's happening right now?
So today is stage 6 of the USA Pro Cycling Challenge. It's a pro race.
Cycling's getting pretty big in the US, huh?
It is.
Growing and growing and growing.
It's growing, and races like this are helping create more fans and recognition of the sport in the US.
What's the purse?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Oh, that is a great question. We're gonna figure this out.
To find that out.
The only official number I could find was a $58,000 total purse from the original race in 2011. My guess would be that it's grown, just because biking culture in general in the States has grown. And I don't mean just road racing, but all kinds of biking. Later on, you'll meet some guys who are at the center of the bikes movement happening in this country. They're out of a town called Fort Collins, where this bike race finished up.
We were just there on the other side in Loveland. Now we're in Fort Collins.
We just crossed the street. It's a problem.
Yeah. This is the
Slap dog middle.
Yeah, this is the main drag, huh?
We'll get back to Fort Collins, but for now I want to head back to Riverview and introduce you to one of our neighbors, the modern American farmer.
Okay, song's called Couple of Mules.
This is Michael. He studied soil science at Colorado State University over in Fort Collins, where he has a vegetable farm. Recently, he started up here.
You take care of these grounds, right?
Yeah, I'm starting to kind of train to be the cattle manager.
So this is a Sylvandale Ranch, a 3,600 acre dude ranch.
3,600?
Well, we're working the kind of the sustainable agriculture stuff's all focused here in Big Valley. This is a 500 acre plot. Sustainable agriculture is kind of art.
Oh, 100%.
It's time to get up into the mountains. The first leg of our journey leads up Poudre Canyon to North Park, where our new campground sits in the giant, mostly uninhabited county of Jackson.
Made it a little over halfway up to North Park. We're gonna hit up this food truck right here. It's some mountain food. Got some mountain oysters. Do you know what mountain oysters are?
Chunky chocolate.
That's what I vote for the chunky chocolate.
Is that what you're getting?
Oh, we're gonna share. Oh, 2. Okay, fine.
Want 2 cookies?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, come on, guys. You ain't supposed to share cookies. Those are good.
Our new park sits on a wild, wide-open piece of land called North Park. Yes, that's the northern version of South Park, where the famous cartoon is set. And like South Park, it's a large valley surrounded by towering mountains. The valley was once a major hunting ground for Native American tribes with its abundance of large game. Today, it's a national wildlife refuge and big animals still roam everywhere. On this trip, free-range cattle were literally taking over the road. I guess this is cowboy country, and it's pretty awesome, you guys.
What's our elevation right now, Dad?
I just swallowed a bug. I'd say 9,000.
9,000 feet.
What were you saying to them?
The good, the bad, and the dusty.
Yes. Got my poncho. Got my Colorado kid hat. ATV. Sun just coming over the mountains. Ready to rock. Ready to rock. Yeah. So in the town of Walden now, this is the biggest town in the North Park area. You see, this is the main drag. Not so big a town. The truth about North Park is or Jackson County, where we are, the county that we're in. Huge area, but only 1,500 people in the whole county. I don't think there's many places quite like that in the United States. Kind of a cowboy country town. Quiet, sleepy cowboy country town. Walden. Okay, so I'm here with Chad, and Chad is a friend of my dad. How do you know my dad?
I got to know him playing basketball down in Loveland.
Playing basketball in Loveland, that makes sense. Why'd you come up here?
I grew up here.
Okay.
And wanted to get back to a small town. This was a big need up here, so
okay.
That's what we...
The need is?
We started it as wild game processing and just started doing animals for people here, and since then it's expanded into us buying our own elk and buffalo and having a retail meat counter.
Hunting is a major draw up here, and Chad takes care of the slicing and dicing, as you can see. Me, I'm just a clown. Another major draw to the area is outdoor sports, and we're about to get into that. But on our way out, we grab some homemade elk jerky for the road and some buffalo burgers to throw on the fire later.
Look both ways before you cross the street in Walden. Get hit by an RV. We used to cover the Baja 1000. It was off-road racing, Baja-style racing. So for about 10 years, we would take crews and helicopters and four-wheel drive vehicles into the deserts of Mexico and California and Arizona, Nevada, and we would produce television shows. It was scary, but it was scary fun. Yes, I've had cases where race trucks went on both sides of my camera at the same time. And you just wait till they go by, and then you would take a deep breath and say, whew, better check my shorts.
A desert in the middle of the mountains. Okay.
The Sahara Desert.
This massive expanse of sand is a strange geological phenomenon. It's basically a collection of eroded mountain dust. After millions of years of winds whipping across these jagged peaks, this particular pile has gotten really big. I'm not sure why it all settles here, but it makes a really good playground for motorized vehicles.
Good times.
That night we cooked up a feast over campfire with Spencer, the Wyoming kid and Colorado State grad who managed the campground through its first season. My dad and I have high hopes for North Park. For the adventure traveler, this is heaven. There's so much possibility, but for now, we eat.
Buffalo burgers tonight with turkey, hot dogs, and chicken, barbecue chicken.
The next day we headed to the nearby ghost town of Teller City, a remnant of the mining boom that first drew settlers to Colorado.
So we're here in Tulver City? Teller City, old mining place, no longer a city. Was a city, what, 100 years ago or something? We've got a few toys to play with, like that. Here in Teller City, about 5 miles from the campground. Let's see it. Better get out of the way of it.
I'm gonna get something down on top of me. It falls with a mighty crash. Oh, God. What the hell did I do that for? Oh, good shot.
Yeah, sucker.
So, Spencer, the fact that people, they don't like guns because guns kill, What do you think about that?
The best way I can, it reminds me of actually a movie with Weird Al in it. there's a spot.
Surprise, surprise.
There's a spot in it where it's guns don't kill people, I do. It's like any tool. A tool can be used for both reasons, or in multiple ways. It's it's up to the user of the tool to make those choices.
Okay, that's good for me.
Yeah, I got this sucker a bunch. This one, right? That might have been the one that knocked.
Oh, I was aiming. Oh, you were aiming on this side?
Oh, that's the first. It's your first shot when you knocked. Yeah.
It was on the very top.
Yeah.
So it's the one.
Boom. That's the one that knocked it.
Yeah, it blew the top off of it. So that's how the Indians used to make knives. They would shoot it with an AK-47. So this is the 22.
Yeah.
And this is the AK-47.
Wow.
For the record, the big one was actually an AR-15 semi-automatic assault rifle. I won't beat around the bush. The gun subject is a touchy one. I don't own a gun, and I really don't feel the need to. But I get it, and that was fun.
Whoa, shit!
Next up is Steamboat Springs, a city popularized by its world-class ski resort. I discovered this super cool fact while I was there. Steamboat Springs has produced more Olympians than anywhere else in North America. Crazy, right? It was in the early 20th century that a Norwegian immigrant and ski champion pioneered this ski town, particularly in the area of ski jumping. Steamboat Springs is the only place I've ever seen people ski jumping in the summer. And no, it was not on snow.
Rock climbing is an extremely dangerous activity that can result in serious permanent injury or even death. Engage in this activity only at your own risk. Proper equipment and expert skill is advised. Well, you know what I say to that? Let's go climbing. I love bouldering. That's the best kind of exercise because, like my pop said, it works every muscle. But also I love it because it's the kind of exercise you don't know how hard you're exercising. You're having fun, so you don't even realize you're exercising so hard. And then you stop for a minute and you're like, oh, whoa,
yeah.
I'm breathing pretty hard.
It's a balance thing, which is really good for you.
Oh.
When I was a kid, there was nothing I enjoyed more than that right there, although that's a little bit radical for kids.
So go bouldering, people. Take a little risk, but be safe. And now, we're closer to the falls. Now, I don't want to mess with nature. I want to add to nature. And what's your push method? It's all about experiencing life like this, doing things like this, climbing up, taking a little bit of risk, taking a little bit of chance, and experiencing it, being a part of things like this. But my dad says, you know, I don't know if I agree with doing this, says my dad. So I'm gonna wet my hands as many times as it takes. And voila. No more. And now, Pop, let's go get in the natural hot tub.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right over there.
And boom.
There are a bunch of hot springs in Colorado. This one is Strawberry Park, just outside of Steamboat. What I liked about it is that it felt secret and secluded, nestled into the side of the mountain. All in all, if you can deal with a little fart sulfur smell, then this scene is great for R&R au naturel. And this night, we got a little bonus. A mountain lightning storm. Yeah, whoa! Okay, cowboy moment. It's said that a dog is man's best friend, but I think there's a strong case for the horse. And all over Colorado, there is a reverence and continued connection to this beloved beast.
Taco moment, Dad. You guys know I love tacos. At Taco Cabo, I got the special of the day, which is the al pastor. I got and a fish taco. What's your name, man?
Kent.
Kent. I'm Dusty.
Dusty.
Pleasure, man.
Last name Rhodes?
It should be, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, or Bottoms, one of the two. Homemade raspberry habanero. Really delicious.
I do a 421 burrito, which is a macaroni and cheese, chorizo, and pistachio burrito.
Where'd you get your education about all this stuff?
School of Hard Knocks.
It's a good one. That's the best one, right?
Yeah. School colors are black and blue.
We ended up heading back to Taco Cabo the next morning for breakfast tacos, which were equally delicious. And side note, there's a reason why it's called the 421 burrito. They have a new kind of neighbor. If you know, you know. You know?
I guess we're gonna do this mountain biking bombing. The what I know as ski slopes. They have these courses, and I guess there's a sport now where you bomb down the mountains, these trails. These hills here, which don't look so bad from this perspective, but I have this sneaking suspicion that's a bit like cliff diving. When you look at it from the bottom and you think, oh, that's not so bad, and then you get up to the top and you're like, oh, that's really bad.
What I said was spot on. This video is not sped up. One bad crash to the left here and you are donezo. And this was the easiest way down. Like skiing, these trails have color markers to designate difficulty. This is a green, yeah. At one point we accidentally got off onto a black and that ended quickly. This is a seriously death-defying sport and it's just good fun blasting down the wimpy road. And a little painful too.
Well, that was an adventure. Battle scars. Show me your battle scar. Battle scar.
Like many bustling touristy towns, Steamboat has a thriving Saturday farmers market in the summer. I'm a sucker for that. Free samples, baby, bring them on. But this one was more than food though, with some other Colorado flavored goods like these bear balls.
Oh.
You know, the next Bill Gates is the guy who he can transfer the smells.
Yeah, right.
You know, we can't do that yet.
You know?
Technology. But wouldn't it be nice to send a sniff?
Send a smell to somebody? Yeah.
I'm in a good smell.
Hey, you should start working on that. Where are you from, man?
I'm a chef, originally from Österreich, Austria.
Austria, okay. Free lavender-infused lemonade.
Steamboat Springs is called a ski town, but really it's a year-round town. What's happening in Steamboat and all over Colorado is that it's being seen as more than just one of the best ski destinations in the world. You can really feel the cultural explosion happening and it's so much fun to be a part of.
Hey there, it's my buddy, Ben Franklin. I don't know if you know this, but he invented lightning. Fun fact.
We left Steamboat and headed back to North Park, stopping in the town of Rand, which I'm not even sure if you can call it a town. So my dad and I, we are in Rand, Colorado right now, and this is a particularly special spot for us. And can you tell me why, Pop?
This is my grandmother and grandfather, my mother's parents, and Dusty's great-grandparents. And they came to this place when they just got married. This was their honeymoon. As if you can imagine, this was the, I don't know, 1920s, somewhere in the 1920s. And my grandmother cooked for 8 cowboys. And my grandfather was the foreman for all the cowboys.
What's a foreman?
He's just in charge of all the cowboys.
Okay.
So
told him what to do.
Yes. And so then this is my grandfather working.
I love this picture.
And then this is my grandmother just enjoying herself. It was the real rawhide kind of a thing, you know, where...
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Those are details I'm not sure about. You know, it's the real deal, the real cowboy deal.
Gosh, it'd be great if you...
If we could find the exact spot, yeah, that'd be cool.
We headed out of the mountains and back into the foothills, making a few pit stops on our way to the mighty capital, Denver. The first place I used to frequent quite a lot when I went to school here.
Okay, back at the old stomping grounds in Boulder. But this place is really cool. When I went here at the University of Colorado to the sink, my mark was on these ceilings. Here somewhere on the ceiling, but I'm not quite important enough as this guy.
Barack Obama was here, but I was here first, getting a degree at the famous university just across the street.
It's a stage I've dreamed about for a long time. Usually you can access it when there's not a show. But tonight there's a show, and we don't know. It's the Beatles.
Interesting Red Rocks fact, the Beatles actually did play here, and it was the only show on their American tour that didn't sell out. That evening we made it to Denver, which really deserves a video all its own, and I'm going to give it one. I've spent a decent amount of time here, and what I can say in short about Denver is that it's a booming center of progressive Americana. Take that as you will, but things are happening here. The reason we headed down this night was to get in a rehearsal with No Visible Flaws, the band I played with a few nights later at Riverview.
Hey everybody, this young man right here is my grandfather. Tom Ury, you can see it right here.
My grandfather started our campground business. He's proud of it, and he should be. Riverview really is one of the finest recreational parks in Colorado, albeit I'm a little biased. And we're growing, thinking big like the city and the state itself.
So I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. Strangely came across this thing called Tour de Fat, which Steve told me about. So people dress up in bikes. It's about Fat Tire, the beer, New Belgian Brewing Company, which happens to be here in Fort Collins. And a bunch of crazy ass people, of which I'm a part.
Oh, do you have some rhymes for me, Cat in the Hat? Some rhymes. You're the Cat in the Hat, aren't you? Some rhymes that's like green eggs and ham, or...
Sam, I am green eggs and ham.
Oh, that's a start.
I do not like you, Sam, I am.
You don't like me?
I do not like green eggs and ham.
In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, in laughter, it's dry. In 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? How about?
I don't know. Friends in low places.
Oh man, okay. You're the Tomb Raider, right? Or Indiana Jones? Four female Indiana Jones here. Oh, I got friends in low place. The whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Oh, I'm not big on social graces. We gon' slip on down to the oasis. So I got friends
In low places.
Yeah! Love is all you need. 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 She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Fort Collins.
Okay.
Thanks, Betty.
Yeah, later.
Thank you.
Take it easy, man. Boom, boom.
This was probably the best parade I've ever been a part of. Let's just go ahead and say it. The best parade in the history of humanity.
But seriously though, I'm still kind of blown away by how awesome this was. And I don't say that in the typical everything is awesome American way. This is in a league of its own, seriously.
Call me DK.
DK?
Yeah.
They call me BK. BK, yes. They call me DY. So talk to me, B-double-S.
Yeah.
About Tour de Fat.
Well, back in the day, it started in the year 2000, and the idea was to go on the road and give something back to the bike communities who had supported the brewery. Okay. So we came up with the concept of tying it to local bike nonprofits, and then my buddy DK here and I took it to the road. So flash forward to today, this is a pretty epic moment. Yes. Here in Fort Collins today, with our fundraising that we're doing, we're about to eclipse $4 million raised for bike nonprofits over the course of history. So it's a big day.
We're always growing as the brewery expands into new territories. We're looking forward to going to new territories as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
There's chainsaws, there's yo-yos, there's beer, there's bikes.
And you know what this is really about too? Also, not just locally, but generally, it's about stopping and smelling the flowers, man.
If you're having speed problems, I feel bad for your son. I got 99 problems riding slow, ain't one hit man.
The object of this game? Ride as slow as you possibly can.
Judging from your playlist here, I think we got the right guy. Yeah. We got the right guy here today. Yeah. It's made for you because, you know, Woody Guthrie said you get into politics and politics will get into you. This is some way we're trying to figure out how to change things without people getting too freaked out.
That is a rock and roll story right there.
I jest. Of course I jest. I did this because I believe in the whole principle behind bikes and beer.
Yeah. That's it.
And only a few days later, I got that Garth Brooks singing Lady Indiana Jones to join me on a trip back up into the mountains.
Estes Park, Lisa, my new friend, and I'm making her choose because I don't want that pressure of where we're gonna go to breakfast, even though it's noon by now. But this is Estes Park, cool mountain town. What is taffy anyway?
Candy.
Candy. It's made of candy.
It's a sugary. It's like a sweet sugary. Yeah, there you go.
Sweet, sugary, chewy candy. Made of candy. So we're gonna have testicles for lunch.
Oh,
Mountain oysters. Okay, here we go. They're actually taste fine if you can get out of your head that you're eating bull balls.
It's not uncommon to find traffic like this on mountain roads. It's more like animal paparazzi. And I think they might actually like it. And pose.
Good work.
Nice. And action. Lisa, tell me about the Continental Divide, or your Colorado thing. Where are we?
We're on the Continental Divide. We're on the Atlantic side, the Cooter side.
Where's your mic?
Right here.
Oh, you're
What did I do?
smart girl. No, where is it again?
No. Back here. That's not good.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So we're at the Continental Divide.
We are.
What is the Continental Divide?
The dividing point of drainage. So
Drainage. Yes,
Wow.
a drainage of snow
water.
and water, ice that goes either that way
East or west.
or that way.
Yeah. You can hike along the Continental Divide.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to walk 2,000 miles? I don't know. I might do it.
You get a lot of, outside time.
A lot of
Figure out
Probably
if
more
you
than
have the right
ever
gear or
knew you
not.
wanted.
Yeah.
Well, so let's go see Rocky
Yeah,
Mountain
we're
National
gonna go
Park.
hike around. Just saw a marmot.
Just saw a marmot. We are on top of the world right now.
Almost.
Almost. Pretty much, but looks like deserty up here because trees don't grow. For you non-mountainy people, trees don't grow.
Past like 10,000 feet.
10,000 feet, and we're at like 12,000 feet, basically.
Yeah, 10 or 11 maybe.
10 or 11. So trees don't grow way up here because there's not enough oxygen. As you will see, we're going to be like, and it's not because we're out of shape, it's because there's not much air up here on top of the world. Okay, maybe this is the definition of awesome. In my time exploring Rocky Mountain National Park and the Wild West beyond it for that matter, I'm continually awe-inspired by the vistas I find. And there's a ton of places I haven't even gone yet. Maybe we should take a road trip.
The light is on our face, the mountains are over there, and so are the food trucks. It's time, we're hungry. Okay, officially well done, Fort Collins. Feels brilliant, it's beautiful outside right now. What? You have a second? Yes! Yes, the sun is going down in that direction.
So we have two requests for Bob Marley.
On Labor Day weekend, the end of summer American holiday created by the labor movements of the 19th century, I got together with no visible flaws to put on a show for the campground. It was a perfect night, but honestly, that happens a lot here in Colorado. The climate is pretty mild in much of the state, which is part of its charm. It's not too far north and not too far south. It's just perfect, right here in the middle.
Said I remember when we used to sit in the government yard in Trenton, about observing all the hypocrites as we mingle with the good people we do. Good friends we've had, good friends we've lost, along the way. get your place. So dry your tears, I say. So while I'm gone, no woman, no cry. No woman, no cry.
There's a lot to love about Colorado. The natural landscapes have been written about since the day explorer William Clark stood awe-inspired wondering how the hell he was going to get across it. But it's more than that. Colorado is on the forefront of what I hope is modern Americana. Health and fitness conscious, globally aware, respectful to the planet, socially tolerant, innovative, and progressive in its ideas. I'm proud to be a part of what's happening here. But of all that Colorado has to offer, there's nothing quite like being at Riverview after all the lights go out, looking up into the sky and letting my mind wander. Maybe we should go on a road trip.
Hope you enjoyed this episode of Wander West. For more information about everything you saw and heard on this video, visit wanderwestroadtrips.com. That's wanderwestroadtrips.com.